There are roughly 52,000 self-storage facilities in the United States, holding 2.1 billion square feet of climate-controlled space. The industry's own quarterly reports estimate that between 8 and 11% of those units carry 60 days or more of unpaid rent at any given time. That works out to roughly 4.5 million units sitting in legal limbo, headed for auction, on the books of facility managers who would rather the unit be occupied than empty. A small number of those units are being occupied, very quietly, by retired couples on combined Social Security checks between $2,400 and $3,400 a month. The arrangement is not the public auction. The arrangement is the back-channel rental of a unit the facility manager has given up on, paid in cash, with no paperwork, for $350 to $500 a month. The couple gets a heated 10 by 15 indoor space. The manager gets income on inventory that was generating none. The corporate office never sees the transaction. This video documents how. Not the influencer storage tour, not the TikTok stealth setup. The unit in question is a 10 by 15 climate-controlled space in a Phoenix suburb, leased for $400 a month in cash to a couple in their late 60s. They have been married 41 years. They were evicted from a $1,950 one-bedroom apartment in 2024. Their combined Social Security check is $3,080. The math on the apartment did not work. The math on the storage unit does. There are real obstacles. The unit is 150 square feet. The lease is verbal. The cameras are real. 2 senior bodies in the same 150 square feet, every day, for years on end, is a marriage stress test. Every one of those things is true, and every one of those things has a worked-out answer in the retired couple storage community. What follows is the operating manual as it actually exists. The first thing to address, because it appears in every comment section on this topic, is the space. A 10 by 15 climate-controlled storage unit is 150 square feet. A standard American studio apartment is 400 to 600. The couple is asking 2 people who lived in 1,400 square feet for 35 years to live in roughly a third of a studio. That is a real adjustment, and it is the reason about a quarter of the couples who try this stop within the first 6 months. The couples who stay are the ones who treat the unit as the bedroom and the kitchen, and the rest of the world as the living room. The public library 2 blocks away becomes the morning reading room. The coffee shop on the corner becomes the breakfast table. The Walmart grocery section becomes the afternoon walk. The Y on the next block becomes the gym, the shower, and the social hall. The couple who succeeds at this lifestyle treats the storage unit as the place where the bed is, and the city around it as the rest of the house. A couple who tries to live the entire day inside 150 square feet fails. A couple who lives 14 hours of every day outside the unit succeeds. The second thing is the legal envelope. The standard fear is that the facility manager who agreed to the verbal arrangement will be fired, audited, or replaced, and the new manager will call the police on day 1. The reality is more boring. Most storage facilities are owned by regional operators or REITs, and the local manager has substantial discretion over which units are rented and to whom. A manager who is filling a unit that was empty for 9 months and collecting cash that would otherwise be zero is not going to volunteer that information to corporate. The legal exposure is civil, not criminal. Living in a storage unit violates the lease the couple does not have and violates the local fire code in most jurisdictions. Discovery results in eviction with 72 hours notice. There is no arrest. There is no record. The couple loses the unit and finds another one at the next facility 2 miles down the road, of which there are roughly 30 in any American metro. The cycle resets. The next manager has the same spreadsheet problem. The third thing is medical, and for couples specifically, the question of whether 2 senior bodies in the same 150 square feet can stay healthy and stay married. Medicare covers both partners exactly the same way it covers anyone else. The address question, which we will get to in Step 7, determines which network they are enrolled in. Routine appointments happen at the nearest county hospital or Walmart clinic. Prescriptions are filled at the CVS across the parking lot from the storage facility. What does break is anything requiring in-home care, weekly dialysis, or specialist follow-up that cannot be scheduled in batches. Couples with those needs do not live in storage units. For the rest, 2 senior bodies in a small space do better than the assisted living industry tells them they will. The reported separation rate in this community is lower than the rate among couples of the same age in conventional homes. That detail is not in any marketing brochure. The fourth thing is fire risk. A 150 square foot enclosed space with no ventilation, a portable heat source, and 2 people sleeping in it is a fire code violation everywhere in the country. The community has worked out responses. The heat source in Step 4 is an oil-filled radiator, which has no open flame and no combustion, no candles, no propane, no electric space heaters that draw above 800 watts, a smoke detector with a 10-year sealed lithium battery, $30 from any Home Depot, mounted on the ceiling above the bed. The couples who follow these rules do not have fires. The couples who do not, do. And the fires in storage units are catastrophic because the units share walls with hundreds of other units full of other people's belongings. A note before the specifics. This video documents a phenomenon in the American retirement housing crisis. It is reporting, not a recommendation. Living in a storage unit violates the rental agreement, the local fire code, and the occupancy regulations in every American jurisdiction. We do not encourage circumventing the law. If you or a partner is facing housing insecurity, please dial 211 or contact your local area agency on aging. Step 1. Finding the abandoned unit. The cheapest indoor housing in 2026 is not on Zillow. It is in the office of a storage facility manager who is staring at a delinquent unit spreadsheet and a corporate occupancy target he cannot meet. The standard search pattern is to drive to the storage facilities on the outer edges of any American metro, where the foot traffic is thinnest and the manager has the most discretion. Family-owned operations and small regional chains are more flexible than the Big Four. Public Storage, Extra Space, CubeSmart, and U-Haul all have corporate-level surveillance protocols. The independent facility with one manager, one camera at the gate, and a wall full of unit keys hung on hooks does not. The conversation with the manager is straightforward. The couple is paying in cash on the first of the month. The unit will be used for storage of personal belongings the couple is reorganizing during a long downsizing. The couple will come and go between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. The manager understands what is actually happening. The manager does not say so. The couple does not say so. The arrangement holds for as long as nobody says anything. The going rate for a 10x15 climate-controlled unit through this channel is $350 to $500 a month in cash, which is roughly half what the same unit would rent for through corporate paperwork. The discount exists because the manager is reporting the unit as still under tenant abandonment proceedings, which lets him collect the cash without triggering the next tier of corporate oversight. The arrangement is fragile in theory and remarkably durable in practice because everyone involved has the same incentive to keep quiet. Step 2. The setup cost. The total cost of converting a 10x15 storage unit into a working 2-person home is roughly $650, spread across a single weekend of shopping at the Home Depot, Walmart, and IKEA stores within 5 miles of any American storage facility. The bed is a queen-size air mattress with a built-in pump, $90, set on a low platform of plywood and cinder blocks for $40. The platform raises the mattress 8 inches off the concrete floor, which matters more than the couple expects. The temperature differential between concrete and air is roughly 15 degrees overnight, and a senior body lying directly on cold concrete does not sleep well. The couples who skip the platform sleep badly for a week, buy the plywood, and never sleep badly again. A small folding table from IKEA for $40 becomes the kitchen and the eating area. 2 folding chairs at $20 each. A small armchair for one partner who needs back support, $80 used on Facebook Marketplace. A 4-foot bookshelf from any thrift store for $25 holds clothes for 2 people in folded stacks rather than hanging. The single piece of equipment most amateur couples skip is the dehumidifier. A 30-pint unit from Home Depot for $180 controls the moisture that 2 breathing bodies generate overnight in a small enclosed space. Without it, mold forms on the walls within 3 months. With it, the unit stays dry indefinitely. The dehumidifier draws 4 amps continuously, which the electrical setup in Step 6 handles. The reservoir empties every 36 hours into the same gray water bucket used elsewhere in the system. Total setup cost, $640. Total ongoing cost: $400 rent plus $40 for the electrical setup monthly. The couple's full housing budget at this lifestyle, including the gym membership in Step 5 and the address service in Step 7, runs roughly $510 a month. The same couple paid $2,100 a month at their previous apartment. Step 3. The visual disguise. A storage unit that looks like a storage unit is invisible. A storage unit that looks like a home is a target. The difference between the two is about $60 in materials and a complete commitment to the appearance from the unit's entry door inward. The front 3 feet of the unit is staged as storage. Cardboard moving boxes, $50 each at any U-Haul, stacked 4 high and 2 deep, labeled with the previous tenant's actual handwriting, copied from a freight company example online. The boxes hold the couple's actual clothes, food, and books. They are storage. They are also the visual barrier between the unit's door and the living area behind it. The boxes are arranged in a slight curve that funnels the visual sightline from the door toward the unit's left wall, where a cheap framed map of the United States from the Goodwill for $4 hangs at eye level. The map is the visual stopping point. Anyone glancing into the unit from the hallway sees boxes, sees the map, and concludes the unit is exactly what storage units are. The bed, the table, and the chairs are behind the box wall and out of sight. The lighting in the front 3 feet stays off during the day. The lighting in the back 12 feet runs on a battery-powered LED strip, red spectrum, that does not leak through the gap under the metal door, the way white light does. From the hallway at any time of day, the unit reads as a darker version of every other storage unit on the corridor. The couples who get this detail right are the couples who hold a unit for 18 months without a complaint. The couples who use white light leak it under the door every night and are noticed by a janitor within 2 weeks. The door itself is the original facility-issued metal rolling door, locked with the original facility-issued lock and the couple's own padlock layered on top. Step 4. Heat for 2. A climate-controlled storage facility holds the unit at roughly 55 to 65 degrees in winter and 65 to 75 in summer. The corporate temperature range is set for the longevity of furniture and electronics in storage, not for the comfort of 2 senior bodies sleeping inside. The supplemental heat is a small oil-filled radiator, $60 at Home Depot, drawing 600 watts on its lowest setting. The radiator is set against the back wall of the unit and runs continuously through winter nights, drawing power from the electrical setup in Step 6. It raises the unit's interior temperature from the facility's 58 degrees to a livable 68 degrees, with 0 open flame and 0 carbon monoxide risk. The reason oil-filled radiators work in storage units, where propane heaters do not, is that the units have no functional ventilation. A propane heater in a sealed 150 square foot space is a carbon monoxide accumulator within 90 minutes. An oil-filled radiator is a sealed unit with no combustion. The couple sleeps with the heater on indefinitely with no consequence. The fire risk is also nearly 0 because the radiator's surface temperature stays below the ignition point of paper, fabric, or wood. The body heat of 2 adults in the same 150 square foot unit adds another 5 to 7 degrees of ambient warmth that a single dweller would not generate. This is one of the few advantages of couple occupancy over single occupancy. The same unit that holds 63 degrees with 1 body in it holds 70 degrees with 2. In peak summer, when the facility's air conditioning holds the unit at 75 degrees, the same body heat becomes a problem. The couple solves it with a small 12-volt fan, the same one used in every other build in this video series, run continuously off the house battery. Step 5. Water and waste. A storage facility has no running water inside the units, no sinks, no drains, and no plumbing of any kind. Water has to be brought in. Waste has to be carried out. Freshwater is 2 5-gallon BPA-free jugs from Walmart, $15 each, refilled at the facility's exterior water spigot every Sunday morning. Most facilities have one. The water spigot is intended for tenants washing their hands or rinsing their vehicles. A couple refilling jugs in plain view, dressed in normal clothes, draws 0 attention because the act looks exactly like what it appears to be. A small Coleman folding sink, $35 at Walmart, set on the IKEA table, serves as the kitchen and bathroom sink. The drain catches into a 5-gallon bucket below the table. The bucket is emptied every 2 days into the public restroom at the gas station across the street. The bucket has a snap-on lid for transport. Nobody asks what is in the bucket because nobody cares. The bathroom itself is a $45 portable camping toilet, the same model used in tents and RVs, stored under a folding screen at the back of the unit. The sealed chemical tank holds 3 days of use for 2 people. Emptying happens at the same gas station restroom, in the same trip as the gray water bucket. The chemical agent costs $12 a bottle at Walmart and lasts a month. The shower is the public access shower at the gym membership the couple maintains specifically for this purpose. A Planet Fitness Black Card membership for 2 is $25 a month and includes unlimited shower access at any of the chain's 2,500 American locations. The membership pays for itself in the first week. The couples who run this system have a routine. One partner showers at 6 a.m., the other at 6:30. Both are back at the unit by 7:15 with hot coffee from the gas station next door. Step 6. Power for 2. The storage unit comes with one overhead ceiling light, controlled by the facility's hallway switch. There is no electrical outlet inside the unit. The couple needs to power a dehumidifier, an oil radiator, a refrigerator, 2 phones, 2 CPAP machines if both partners have been prescribed them, and a small television. The system that solves this is a 1,200 watt-hour portable power station, the EcoFlow Delta or Jackery 1500 equivalent, $700 to $900 new on Amazon. The unit recharges fully in 3 hours from any standard outlet, holds enough capacity to run the dehumidifier, the radiator on low, the refrigerator, and the CPAP machines through the night, and has 8 standard outlets on the front. The recharging happens at the couple's adult son's house every 5 days. He lives 15 minutes away. The arrangement is that the couple visits for dinner on Thursday, plugs the power station into his garage outlet during the meal, and drives home with 3 days of stored electricity. Total annual electricity cost, $0. A small 12-volt compressor refrigerator, $300 new from Amazon, holds the couple's perishables and runs continuously on roughly 30 watts of power drawn from the same power station. The refrigerator is the single largest improvement to quality of life in the unit, and the one most amateur builds skip because they do not realize it can run on a portable battery. The same refrigerator at a conventional 110-volt apartment outlet would draw the same 30 watts and cost the apartment dweller roughly $40 a year in electricity, paid through the utility bill they no longer have. Step 7. The address, the mail, and what happens if discovered. A couple living in a storage unit cannot use the unit's address as a residential address because the unit is not legally a residence. The mailing solution is one of 3 options. The first is a P.O. box at the nearest post office, $35 a year, which serves as the address of record for Social Security, Medicare, the DMV, and the IRS. The second is general delivery, free at any post office. The third is a mail forwarding service in South Dakota, Texas, or Florida for $40 a month. Social Security benefits for both partners deposit directly to a joint bank account. The bank account requires only a mailing address. Medicare cards, appointment notices, and tax documents all arrive at the P.O. box. The couple drives to the box once a week. The post office staff knows them by name within a month and holds the mail for an extra few days if the couple is away. As for what happens if a couple is discovered, the answer is almost always a verbal request from the facility manager to vacate within 72 hours. There is no police report. There is no charge. The facility manager wants the unit cleared and refilled, not a paperwork incident with the regional office. The couple loads the cargo van or pickup truck they used to move in, drives to the next facility 2 miles away, and starts the same conversation with a different manager. The community estimate is that the average retired couple in this lifestyle changes facilities once every 18 to 24 months. The move is one Saturday. The new unit is the same size and roughly the same price. The new manager is the same kind of man with the same kind of spreadsheet. The couples who have done this 5 times have it down to 4 hours of physical work and a single $15 box of Dunkin' Donuts brought to the new manager's office as a quiet thank you. The bigger picture. There are roughly 28 million Americans over the age of 65 who rely on Social Security as more than half of their monthly income. There are roughly 11 million retired couples in that group. The average combined monthly check is $3,089. the average one-bedroom apartment in any American county is $1,400. After utilities, food, insurance, and prescription copays for 2 people, the couple with average benefits is $200 to $400 in the red every month and has been for the last decade. The retired couples ending up in storage units in 2026 are not the ones who failed at retirement. They are the ones who paid into Social Security for 40 years. They are the ones whose pensions were eliminated in the corporate restructurings of the 1990s. They are the ones whose savings evaporated in 2008. They are the ones whose paid-off mortgages were lost to medical bills when one partner entered hospice. They watched their rent double between 2010 and 2025, while their Social Security adjustments lagged by half. What remained, after the lawyers and the bills, was a couple, a combined check, and a country in which a one-bedroom apartment costs more than that check. The self-storage industry's own data confirms the trend the industry witchamam.